What if I told you that the biggest obstacles to your spiritual awakening are dark forces or negative energies? But the very people around you, the ones you speak to every day, even the ones who say they love you. It sounds painful, doesn't it? But sometimes the resistance you feel is the clearest sign that your light is rising. You may not realize it, but often the words that wound you most deeply come from familiar voices. A friend, a family member, or someone you thought would always support your growth. The truth is, awakening disrupts old patterns, and not everyone around you is ready for that disruption. The first way this sabotage often shows up is when you are told you're simply too much. Too emotional, too curious, too intense, too different. Have you ever been told you are overthinking, or that you care too deeply about things that don't matter? These words sting because they make you feel as if your essence itself is a problem. But I want you to see the beauty in this. Your sensitivity, your depth, your curiosity, your so-called too muchness. It is not weakness. It is a sign that your spirit is evolving. That energy is breaking through limitations. And of course, it feels overwhelming to those who are still trapped in smaller cages. Your light feels big because it is big, and it is meant to be that way. Another subtle form of sabotage comes when you are shamed for seeking solitude. Maybe you've chosen a quiet evening to sit with your thoughts, to breathe, to meditate, and suddenly someone calls you distant, antisocial, or cold. They might not understand that your solitude is sacred, that it isn't about pushing people away, but about returning to yourself. Solitude is not rejection. It is resurrection. It is in stillness that your soul rises. It is in silence that you meet your own truth. To those who fear being alone, your choice to withdraw feels like abandonment. But for you, it is the soil where your awakening roots are growing deep and strong. Sometimes sabotage comes through chaos. Have you noticed that just as you begin to choose peace, suddenly drama finds you? Old arguments resurface, gossip swirls around you, unnecessary conflict pulls at your energy. It is almost as if the world is testing your commitment to calm. You don't have to attend every storm you're invited to. You don't have to answer every call into conflict. Protecting your peace is protecting your path. And peace is not weakness. It is one of the most powerful forms of strength you will ever cultivate. Perhaps the most dangerous sabotage of all is when you begin to doubt your intuition. Someone questions your choices. They plant a seed of uncertainty, and suddenly you wonder if your inner compass has been wrong all along. Intuition is the quiet voice of your soul, and it rarely shouts. It whispers, it nudges, it points gently. When you honor it, it grows louder, clearer, more confident. Think about a time when you followed that inner voice, even when it didn't make sense, and later realized it had been guiding you all along. The last form of sabotage I want to share with you is perhaps the most heartbreaking: false support. People who smile, who say they care, who claim they love you. But their love is conditional. They are supportive as long as you stay the same, as long as you fit their picture of who you used to be. But when you grow, when you change, suddenly their support disappears. This hurts, I know. But real love does not fear your growth. Real love expands with you. Real love celebrates your evolution. Ask yourself gently, who in your life rejoices when you shine, and who grows uncomfortable when you begin to glow? So, my friend, if you are feeling this resistance in your life, don't mistake it for failure. It is not proof that you are wrong. It is proof that you are growing. The brighter the flame, the stronger the winds that try to blow it out. But still, the flame rises. Still, you rise. Remember this truth. You are awakening, you are shedding, you are rising into your highest self. And every obstacle you face is not the end of your journey, but the very ground on which your awakening takes root. If this message resonates with your heart, I invite you to share your reflections in the comments below. Let us know what part of this spoke to you most deeply, because in sharing your story, you may give strength to another dot. And if you would like to walk this path together, don't forget to like and subscribe, because this is not the end. In my next video, we will go even deeper into how you can protect your energy and keep your awakening strong, no matter what storms or shadows surround you. Until then, keep trusting your path and keep shining your light. Point 1. Being told you're too much. Maybe you have heard these words whispered to you, or even thrown at you with laughter or judgment. You're too much. You think too much. You feel too much. You dream too much. You want too much. And with every repetition of those words, a seed of doubt was planted inside your heart, making you question whether your very essence was somehow excessive, unnecessary, or even a burden to the world. But let me remind you of something that perhaps no one has ever told you clearly. The fact that you feel deeply, the fact that your mind wanders into the mysteries of life, the fact that your emotions rise like waves that cannot be contained. None of this makes you too much. It makes you alive in a world that has grown numb. It makes you awake in a world that has chosen sleep. Your sensitivity is not a weakness. It is a doorway, a sacred entry pointing to the unseen realms that most people are too afraid to touch. Think about it. If you were not sensitive, you would not notice the small miracles around you. The stillness of dawn, the trembling of a leaf, the quiet intuition that whispers guidance in the middle of the night. Your depth is not a burden. It is a treasure chest hidden beneath the surface of ordinary living. Others may skim across the surface of life, like stones skipping on water, but you are the one who dares to dive, who seeks what lies beneath, who is not afraid to touch the mystery at the bottom of the ocean of being. And your curiosity, that relentless hunger to understand what lies beyond the veil of appearances, that aching desire to know who you are and why you are here, that is not too much. That is the sacred fire of awakening burning within you, the same fire that prophets, mystics, and visionaries have carried across centuries. So when someone tells you that you are too much, what they are really saying is that your light exposes the shadows they have chosen not to face, that your intensity shakes the foundations of the small world they feel safe inside. Your energy is too big for the box they want to keep you in, and rather than growing themselves, they would rather shrink you. But hear me closely. Your too muchness is not a curse. It is your calling. It is the proof that your soul is alive, expanding, stretching beyond the limits of what you once thought was possible. Every time you are told you are too much, take it as confirmation that you are stepping into your freedom. For only those who dare to overflow can ever discover the ocean within. What if your too muchness was never a problem to solve, but the very doorway to your liberation? What if the thing you've been told to hide, to tone down, to silence, is the very thing that will set you free? 2. Shame around solitude. Have you ever chosen silence or a quiet evening with yourself, only to be called antisocial, distant, or even cold, as if your desire for peace is some kind of flaw that needs to be corrected? The world around us often celebrates noise, activity, and constant connection. But the moment you turn inward, the moment you choose to step away and sit in the stillness of your own presence, people begin to misunderstand and project their fears onto you. They may say you are avoiding life, but the truth is, you are entering life more fully than ever before. Because in solitude, you finally hear the whispers of your own soul that get drowned out by the endless voices of others. Solitude isn't rejection. It isn't the turning away from the world in bitterness. It is the turning inward with love, like a seed withdrawing into the soil not to hide, but to prepare for its awakening. Imagine a flower. Before it can bloom, it must spend time unseen, beneath the ground, in the dark, in silence, gathering its strength. That is you in solitude. You are not isolating. You are cultivating. Every quiet moment you spend with yourself is like watering the roots of your soul. And though others cannot see what is happening within you, they will one day witness the blossom of your transformation. So the next time someone tries to shame you for choosing silence, remember this truth. Silence is not emptiness. Silence is fullness, a sacred space where you meet yourself and meet the divine. Solitude is not loneliness. It is the womb of your rebirth, the sacred ground where your spirit learns to stand strong without needing the approval, the noise, or the validation of the outside world. In your solitude, you are not lost. You are found. You are not empty. You are overflowing. You are not disconnected. You are deeply rooted in the infinite essence of who you are. 3. Chaos and drama pulled into your life. Have you noticed that the moment you begin to choose peace, the moment you decide to walk away from noise and conflict, suddenly drama seems to find its way to your doorstep, almost as if it refuses to let you go quietly? Arguments appear out of nowhere, gossip circles around your name like vultures, and unnecessary conflicts rise up like waves crashing against a calm shore, testing whether your inner stillness can hold against the storm. It is almost as though the world itself is watching, asking you, are you sure you want peace? Are you sure you no longer wish to live in chaos? And in these moments, your true strength begins to reveal itself. The truth is, chaos has always been there. But when you awaken, when you no longer feed it, it begins to thrash louder, desperate to pull you back into the old patterns where you once lived. You might feel tempted to defend yourself, to explain, to fight, to prove your worth in every storm. But here is the gentle reminder. You do not have to attend every battle you are invited to, for not every storm deserves your presence. Protecting your peace does not mean weakness. It means wisdom. It means you know that your energy is sacred, that your spirit deserves a sanctuary untouched by the chaos of others. Just as a monk in meditation does not run into the marketplace to silence every noise, you too do not need to chase after every conflict to prove you're calm. Your silence itself is the proof. When drama calls your name, let it echo unanswered, because your awakening is not about silencing the world. It is about rising above it, so high that the noise no longer reaches your sacred inner space. And remember this: every storm you decline, every conflict you step away from, every argument you refuse to feed, becomes fuel for your transformation. Because your peace is not just protection, it is your path forward. 4. Doubting your own intuition. Perhaps the most dangerous sabotage of all is not the chaos outside, not the gossip or the storms, but the quiet seed of doubt planted in your own mind. The moment you begin to question whether your heart can be trusted, it often begins so subtly. Someone questions your choices, someone raises an eyebrow at your path, someone whispers their doubt into your ear. And suddenly, the clear river of your intuition feels clouded, as if maybe you were wrong all along. But the truth is, intuition has always been the quiet compass of your soul, the voice that does not shout, does not argue, does not demand, but patiently points you toward the life that belongs to you. And every time you silence it to follow the noise of others, you drift further from yourself. But every time you honor it, even in small ways, that voice grows stronger, steadier, more certain. Think of the times when you ignored your intuition, the friendship you stayed in too long, the opportunity you let pass, the warning you dismissed. And later you realize your heart had known the truth all along. And think, too, of the times when you did listen, when you followed a small, quiet nudge, when you trusted your gut, even if it made no sense to others, and how that decision led you exactly where you needed to be. Intuition is not fear. It is not impulse. It is the deep river beneath your surface, the wisdom that connects you to something far greater than logic, greater than doubt, greater than anyone else's opinion. So the real question is not whether your intuition is right or wrong, but whether you are willing to trust it enough to follow, even when the world doesn't understand. Because your intuition is not there to please the world. It is there to lead you home, back to the place where your soul feels aligned, back to the truth that has always been yours. 5. False support or conditional love. Sometimes the most painful kind of sabotage does not arrive as harsh criticism or open resistance, but comes disguised as love, as support, as encouragement that feels warm on the surface, yet holds quiet conditions beneath. People may cheer for you. They may smile and clap for your success, but only so long as you stay inside the version of yourself that fits their comfort, their expectations, their image of who you should be. The moment you begin to change, the moment you shed old skins and step into new light, you may notice their voices grow quieter, their smiles less certain, and their support begins to feel shaky, as though your growth threatens the stability of their love. And this is the heartbreaking truth. Many will claim to love you, but what they really love is the version of you that does not challenge them, the version that remains familiar, predictable, safe. But real love does not shrink in the face of change. Real love does not tighten its grip when you begin to rise. Real love celebrates your becoming. It claps the loudest when you step into your highest self, even if that self looks different from the one they used to know. Real love is not afraid of your evolution. It is nourished by it, because true connection thrives not on control but on freedom, not on sameness but on growth, not on fear but on faith. So ask yourself honestly, who around you truly rejoices in your becoming? Who smiles with genuine joy when they see you shine? Who feels no threat when your spirit expands beyond what they expected? And equally important, ask yourself this: are you willing to let go of the conditional love that withers when you grow, so that you can make space for the love that blossoms endlessly as you rise? Because at the heart of awakening is this sacred truth. You are not here to stay small for anyone's comfort. You are here to keep unfolding, to keep evolving, and those who truly love you will walk with you, not hold you back. My friend, if you find yourself facing these forms of resistance, whether it comes as doubt, judgment, or even silence from those around you, please don't let it discourage you, because it is not proof that you are failing. It is proof that you are growing. Every challenge, every misunderstanding, every uncomfortable moment is not a wall to stop you, but a doorway to pass through, a sign that you are no longer who you once were, that you are rising into a new version of yourself. You are shedding the layers that no longer belong to you. You are releasing the weight that once held you down. And with every release, your awakening grows stronger. Your light becomes clearer, and your spirit shines more fiercely into the world. Awakening is not always comfortable, but it is always sacred. And the very fact that you feel this resistance is evidence that your spirit is alive, moving, and becoming more powerful with each breath you take. If these words touch something deep within you, if they resonate with your journey, I would love to hear your heart. Share your thoughts in the comments below. Let your voice join this circle of souls who are walking the path alongside you. And if you feel called to walk this path together, to keep learning, reflecting, and growing as one community, don't forget to like this video and subscribe, because this is more than just content. It is a space for us to rise together. In the next video, we'll journey deeper into how to protect your energy, how to keep your awakening strong and unshaken, no matter the storms, the noise, or the distractions that surround you. Until that moment arrives, trust your path, even when it feels uncertain. Trust your light, even when others don't see it. And above all, keep shining, because your very existence is proof that awakening is real and love is alive within you.